We live, man.
Welcome, brave adventurers, to the Legends of Theia adventure stream brought to you by the Dice Cult. The Dice Cult features live virtual Dungeons and Dragons, Call of Cthulhu, and Vampire the Masquerade video streams 4 days a week. Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays, we have 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons streams, and Saturdays, we have a revolving mix of horror with Call of Cthulhu and Vampire the Masquerade streams. All of the current adventure streams are rocking, and we appreciate your interest. The Dice Cult can be found on demand on YouTube as well. I believe it's our stuff is up to like session 5 on YouTube, so we got to kick Kevin in the butt a little bit and put our newest stuff up. But if you want to know how herky-jerky we were at the beginning of all this, come check it out. We sure drank a lot. It was on Friday nights. And, you know, well, that's just kind of how this whole thing started. It was a drink and a couple rolls of some virtual dice. Let's go ahead and jump into our story. Legends of Theia. Theia is the planet that this storyline revolves around. This adventure path started in the underground dwarven settlement of Kirdarul after what the dwarves called the Amon Anon Dor. Very hard for me to say. I'm not dwarven, or the Great World War. This 3-year war was so devastating that mortals began to make their way underground to survive, and underwater to survive as well. It is believed that the surface of the planet has been completely destroyed at this point. Those who have made it underground are learning to adjust to their new surroundings and start life over. Our heroes are few but mighty. Leading the group, we have Meehan, the half-gold dragon paladin of Bahamut, played by Scott. Scott, how you doing today, brother?
Man, just trying to survive the pandemic like everybody else, I suppose.
So what's I know regular football is going on, but is like Blood Bowl, is there like a season for Blood Bowl? Or is it all year round?
Nah, all year round. So.
All year round? That's what I figured.
Yeah.
Over at the local drink establishment, we have the settlement's favorite drinker, the gnome barbarian Lila, played by Jenny. How you doing, Jenny?
Doing good. Early voting started here in Texas, so I went and did that today.
Oh, awesome. Great. So how's the weather over there? I know that part of Texas got hit by some hurricane type action.
It wasn't my half. It was hot.
Oh, well, isn't that weird how literally 50 miles can be the difference between, cool hanging out and having a drink outside and barbecuing and like people's houses being destroyed? Pretty crazy. Yep. And lastly, the hill giant farmer, the half hill giant farmer, Little Grin. I've never ever DM'd a campaign where the farming was the profession, but we've got it this time around, and that's being played by David out of Washington State. How you doing, David?
Can you believe that the farmer background isn't even in the book? Like, it's no.
I feel like that's blasphemy.
It's disgusting. It's how could you just not in? I know that's just like that's one of those easy ones where it's like farming. That's so easy they forgot it, right? And your dog always shows up during the show. What's your dog's name?
That's Nala, and actually I bought her a big old brand new bone, so hopefully she'll be entertaining
She's hiding that sucker from the world. Did y'all see that video that what was it, that mountain lion chasing that guy? You see that today?
No.
Oh my goodness, watch it. Look for it online. There's a guy, he walks for minutes and this cat's chasing him. He finally picks up a rock and throws it at the cat, and the cat runs away. But I just probably spoiled it for many people. But that video is hot, man, because that cat's all being cool, and it starts getting closer, starts going, doing the old like it's gonna swat him, and that cat was ready to kick his ass. Pretty crazy. Check it out. It's worth watching. It's do not do this at home type thing. So yeah, it was. Yeah, this guy was going fuck. It's because he thought he was going to be killed, literally. So, friends, several episodes ago, you rescued a young girl from the belly of a worm. She was unconscious for some time, but once conscious, she explained to one of the dwarven leaders that she had been sent here to Kirdarul by her teacher Kish Kuban, who lived with her on the Isle of Achen. This took the leader, dwarven leader Bertha Axekicker, by surprise, as an old man almost a year ago had come to Kirdarul looking for a place to settle away from the war. The dwarves gave the man a small underground tower in exchange for magical protections and wards to assist in keeping the settlement safe while it was being built. Could this old man be the same person the young girl was talking of? And how could this old man be living in two places at once? Our heroes were asked by Bertha to go to the old dwarven tower and speak with Kishkumen. Let him know that one of the students had been found in the belly of a worm, his students. Find out if he is the same person. And unfortunately, these questions weren't answered, as our heroes found upon arrival that the old man was dead. A note held in the man's worn, withered hand stated that he believed to have been poisoned. Very little else was found that led to clues. Written on a separate piece of parchment were the words, "Do not share this with others," seeming to tell the heroes not to share the news of Kishkumen's death to anyone else. As the party searched for clues, Meehan noticed laying on the old man's desk, the location where the old man died, a small pin. A pin much like, if not identical, to the pin used by an old ally of the group, Cell, the big mouth pixie. The group made their way back to the dwarven settlement and are now looking for clues and answers. Our heroes have also grown. They are more wiser in their chosen professions, and it's time for them now to choose focuses and new paths of enlightenment to better themselves. We will start this storyline and this session at the Friendly Hammer Inn, which is the hangout, if you will, of everybody that likes to gamble in Cure de Rule. And it is also the hangout of most who live in the foreign quarters, where anyone who has come in from the surface, since the surface has been destroyed, is given a place to live for free. That's where we will start this. All of you, two of you got to the inn first after speaking to Emelise and doing a little bit of investigation with her. The rest, those two of you went back, waiting for Meehan, who was, I believe, getting a what is that called? A brand being to be made, a brand being made for the oath that's about to be taking soon. Is that correct?
Sounds right to me.
Okay, excellent. So we will go ahead and start from that point. Lila and Little Grin, are you both having drinks while you wait for Meehan? It's been 15, 20 minutes. He has not shown up yet.
Yeah, I'll grab one.
I am enjoying a delicious cucumber water.
Oh, yes. I remember several of those being ordered lately. Excellent. It's a little expensive because cucumbers don't grow down here very easily. But
they
something
can be schnozcumbers too, or any kind. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
To Little Grin.
Some kind of non-alcoholic flavored drink, beverage.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it. Okay. So 20, 25 minutes pass, 30 minutes pass, and then Meehan makes his way in, and you're all reunited.
Hello.
Oi, me friend.
Drinks.
Drinks.
Way ahead of you. I be more hydrated than anyone in here.
You do notice that at least one of the group is drinking, and not by surprise, it's Lila. She's got a drink already.
Well, yeah, I sit down, have a drink with them, order some food. Got to get a little bit tipsy to take this oath I'm gonna have to take in a minute.
That's good.
What are you going to drink, my friend? Is it going to be whiskey again?
Yeah. Well, it takes a lot to get a 6'6", 300-pound dragon drunk.
Okay, well, you're going to be drunk when you take your oath, boy. You're
No. Just gotta dull the edge a little.
I've heard of people getting that nervous, but
I hope
I'm
like
not
an
speaking
army
by
of,
experience or anything. But
I hope like an Army of Darkness, you get the words just a little wrong. It changes the magic.
Yes.
Sounds about right.
great. Okay, so you order your drink. It comes to you, no problem, and you all are having a quick drink before you make your next moves. Is there any gambling that's going to take place, or is it going to be a quick stiff drink and then off to your new focuses?
Quick stiff one for me. No gambling.
Yep.
Maybe after.
Yeah, I think Lilgren, after his time in the field, needs a little break. So he's probably gonna head off after this drink.
Okay. I need to know as far as your new oaths, the paths you're going to follow. Um, are you just going to introduce those to each other? And are any of you going to do these things separate, or are you going to do them together?
So Meehan will look at the group and ask Little Gren and Lila, says, if you don't mind, before you leave the group for the night, Little Gren, I'd like both of you guys to accompany me to the river for a short ceremony.
Boy, I can do that.
Okay. If you guys want to catch a drink after this ceremony, I got a quick thing I would also like to do, possibly.
You guys can
celebrate.
go first. Yeah.
Well, wouldn't you know? I've got me own side quests to achieve.
Well, yeah. Who do you want to start with, boss?
I would love to start with Little Grin. I'd love to hear more about this side quest.
All right. Oi, what time's your ceremonies?
We'll wait for you to return.
All right. I be needing to speak to my master, and I'll, cheers him a little and set my drink down and walk out.
Okay. It's what's considered to be a Monday, and so things are all about work in this dwarven settlement. The dwarves are all about going back to work. They pride themselves on being hard workers and even harder partiers. So there's a lot of focus going on with these dwarves today, all going back to work. But with that being said, you make your way back to the monastery. And all the dwarves, all the monks are doing their thing. They're all tending to the farming and such. But as usual, regardless of what most of the monks are doing, at least one monk that will be in his chambers, if you will, inside the monastery, and that's your sensei, if you will.
Yep. Yeah, I will go and approach his meditation chamber. And in fact, you know what? I will try and go as sneakily as I can.
Okay. Well, then you want to roll a stealth check, please.
I don't want to interrupt his stuff. I just want to go in as quietly as I can and sit down. And let's see here. How do I get? Oh yeah, I gotta go the long way. Doo. Come on, Little Gren. Ding.
That was so close to being it too.
It was. All right. So much better than that, though. And you actually, now it's your sensei, so his heightened awareness, especially and even when he is especially when he's meditating and such. You are absolutely 100% sure that you are as quiet as you can be, possibly even the quietest you've ever been, and you're very proud of that. And then as he stands there in his positions, there's just one hand that goes, and it quickly moves, and he puts a finger up like, one moment. Then he turns at you. You're back. That's a good thing.
Greetings, master.
Teacher is a better word.
Begging your pardons, teacher.
Yes. I am no one's master. Well, I am my own master of myself, as you are your master of yourself.
As you say, sir.
How can I assist you? I am busy meditating.
Of course. I's just be coming back to update yous on my journey.
Oh, yes. Well, you're alive. It's a good update. He laughs a little bit, thinking he's rather funny.
I'll look a little doom and gloom at that. Like not as upbeat about it.
Oh, Well, he looks at you then and he says, "Why wouldn't you be happy about being alive? What's wrong?"
It not be that, but the ways of the world here be mighty frightsome.
That's everywhere. That's everywhere. But fear is in here. Look at things differently. It may make you change your mind on that fear. Now, there must be something else.
Well, I be wondering if you can be teaching me anything, something that be helping me friends.
And what would you like to learn?
Well, I'm not for knowing. I just know that I want to help me friends. They
Are
are a clunksome loud group.
Uh, well, you came here and you were interested in the farming part of this. Are you saying now that you are ready to focus on perhaps the your meditations, your forms, a path to enlightenment for yourself?
I'll do what needs doing.
Well, as all the other young ones have done, once you have learned and understood the basics, you must then be given an opportunity to grow into the path that you wish. There are several.
All right. Shit. Because I just to meta with this. Sorry, I don't hate doing this, but I don't know if Lilgren would really like be able to put words on it.
Okay.
You know.
If he's mumbling, his sensei or his teacher is going to say, the best way for you to make a decision is to perhaps not even make a decision at all. And he goes over to an area of the meditation room that he has, and there is a strange piece, not strange, it's just a piece of like rug, but it's different than everywhere else. There's something on the floor that lays there, and he says, sit with me and meditate like you've been taught. You know how to do it.
All right. I'll sit down like a good student and start meditating.
And he says, think about the what you need to be able to do to assist your friends, as that is what you say you want. And as he tells you this, and he tells you to concentrate on this, you see him go and he takes these different pieces from the wall, and they're little statues. You can't really tell what they are as you're beginning to meditate. You don't want to break your concentration, but he gets these as you're doing this. He takes these and he puts these and he just scatters them randomly on this piece of flooring. And he sits and he says, now concentrate. What is it that you need? Think of it in your mind. Think deep. Become that which you want to be. And when you're ready, I want you to focus and grab quickly the item you see in front of you. That will give you the answer of what I should teach you next.
Okay. So I will do all those things. I'll spend a moment meditating my absolute hardest, you know, and I will. And it's not because I think with meditating you can't even try. You just have to wait until you're there, you know.
Yes. No, absolutely. Yes. In fact, that's more than likely what Little Grin did, right? You were thinking and thinking, finally you just let it go.
Yeah, yeah.
That's when it starts. Oh, now it's open. Yeah.
And when I feel it, I'm gonna open my eyes and I'm gonna grab the first one that catches my eye.
Okay, you do. And this piece, as you grab it, you start to pull it towards you, and all the other pieces, like your mind picks up. Oh well, there's this. I think I've seen this before and I've heard of this. Like just little, the figurines make more sense to you than the one you're holding. And the one you're holding is kind of, it's more of a shape that's abstract, if you will. It's not really a thing. It's not a person. It's not an animal. It's not a mushroom. It's not. It's different. And your sensei or your teacher says the shadow.
The shadow. I'll mumble after him.
Yes. Interesting. Now, DM to player.
Yeah.
We had discussed a bit about what you were looking to achieve out of character, and what is it that you were looking for with that path?
So out of character, I'm doing the Way of the Shadow,
Yes.
which is essentially it makes me a super stealthy monk, like ninja kind of monk, and I just it was one I've never played it before. I thought it was a little unique, but also I thought it would be just such a great juxtaposition to have a half giant sneaking around, while our gnome charges into battle. It's
A
very
stealthy,
perfect for our group.
almost 8 foot tall, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, almost 8 foot tall, stealthy, quick guy. That's dangerous. Okay? That's dangerous. Okay,
So
imagine Shaq with stealth. You know what I mean? That's
yeah.
your stuff.
But
All
I think it also makes sense for him. He's not really like the frontline combat guy, and
Yep.
in a lot of ways he's afraid. And I think that his skills will be really useful for the party. So
I think that it makes sense for the character too, because your character doesn't always like to act first. You like to look at it, even though Little Grin doesn't come off as the smartest, the brightest star in the galaxy with as far as intelligence goes. Sometimes you see things differently, and it makes you make good calls, right? That's the whole deal, So excellent.
Little Grin's the smartest of us all,
Well,
which has been proven many times
you
over.
are all
He's definitely the better of us.
you definitely are all. You guys are a meat shield wall. I mean, as far as like all different kinds of fighting.
Cheers to that, Lila.
Definitely. Oh, you ain't drinking without me. No. Cheers.
That was a player thing, guy.
Hey,
Can't just be jumping on the bandwagon all the time.
Oh, yeah. Well, actually on Monday nights, I do get to actually play a little bit. So I consider myself a player now a little bit. And then with our game that we're doing, the stuff we're doing on Friday, I'm playing a little bit. I finally get to. I love, when in the history of mankind, when it talks about COVID, I'll always look at it greatly, because I got to meet all of you and get to play. I mean, there's some weird things.
Oh, that's precious.
No, seriously though. No,
So sweet.
It's been a great thing. The people.
Me too. I agree.
Mondays, people I play with tonight, people I play with on Fridays. It's awesome. Getting to know all you has been a great addition to my life. And my wife likes it because I don't bother her as much as I would normally do about playing and stuff, So with that being said, he begins to walk you through the beginnings of the Way of the Shadow, Little Grin.
Okay.
Now, Lila, that second drink tasted really good. And are you going to invite others to be a part of what you're doing?
Well, I wanted to very quickly, while Little Grin was kind of out and about, I kind of wanted to ask the barkeep and I've already forgotten her name, the one who runs the gambling hall.
Right.
If they've seen,
Just call her the floor manager or the floor person.
Yeah.
That's
if they've seen any other barbarians
okay.
come on in recently.
Right. So are you going to ask the lady that runs the floor, or are you going to ask the owner of the bar, who's also the bartender?
I will ask the bartender.
Okay, because depending on who you ask first, you may get the answer right away. Oh, so you go to the bartender, or who's actually the owner of the bar. and he is sitting up on his stool, watching everybody. Because this bar is actually made for a little bit taller folk than the dwarven bars are, or taverns. So he's up on a stool and he's watching it. And, there's people drinking. It's just not a party night. It's more of a focus day and evening, although it's not evening yet. And he sees you coming up. He goes, "You looking for a third?"
No. I'm looking for maybe an answer if
Well,
you have it.
let me think. I may. What's the question?
I was wondering if you've seen any barbarian type people around. Preferably minotaurs, but at this point, I'm kind of open to anything.
Oh, minotaurs. Well, if I'm sure that if there's a minotaur around here, you would have probably known about it too. There's not many. I mean, we're not that big of a settlement anymore.
I figured, but I thought I'd ask.
Well, now hold on. Yeah. Well, you really badly need to speak to someone who's knows about that stuff.
Not really badly, but I would like to if they are around.
I think he still is. There was one of our people. I know he. There's no way he fought up at the when Kirdaru proper was destroyed up on the surface. There was no way. If he had his chance, he would have been part of the fight. But I don't think he would have made it 3 or 4 steps without having a heart attack. But yes, there is someone that I know of. He looks over and he whistles, and one of the dwarves comes over and goes, "Yeah." And he goes, "Oh, all right." He goes, "You're Lila, right?"
Yep.
Come with me. We'll take you to go see him.
Grab my drink and off I go.
All right. Yeah, they don't have any laws about you taking your drink along with you on the roads. It's not like United States where you can't be drinking in public, on the just on the street. So you begin, unless you're in Vegas, right? So you begin your travels, and you go to an area which is called the Dwarven Common Area, and it's basically the second area that was built in this settlement, and it's where the dwarven markets are, and a lot of the market, anything that has to do with buying something, pretty much is here. It's right below the tent and stuff that Mado that you went to when you went to Mado's not too long ago. There are buildings that are rather tall that have almost like what we would call like apartment type buildings, multiple dwelling buildings, and you go to one of these. And you see that there are a lot of old dwarves in this building, a lot of older looking dwarves that you haven't seen. And you've been around the city enough that you've seen quite a few people, and you've seen them again and again, numerous times. But a lot of these dwarves you haven't seen. And you get to a room that's open, like it's kind of like a common room, you would imagine. And there are several tables and a seat. And he goes, I'll go get Claudius. You go sit here. And he just points to a table and chair that's there in the common room. And you have a seat?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, no?
Yes.
Okay. And so you leave, or you stay. He leaves, sorry. And about 3 or 4 minutes pass. It's kind of quiet. You hear every so often, you hear like a screech kind of sound. You don't see anybody, not much activity going on. And then suddenly coming through into this room from the same area you came from, but perhaps a different hallway, is a very, very old dwarf. He is old and he is slow and he's just kind of thing. And he's kind of mumbling to himself. And the dwarf that brought you here is with him, just going, yeah, there she is over there. And so he slowly sits down next to you. He takes a big breath, like that took a lot out of him to get over here. And he He squints his eyes and opens one of his eyes up really big as it can get, and he goes, yeah, you're not a dwarf, right?
No, no. I'm a
Hmm.
gnome, so
You're a gnome. And you want to know about barbarian stuff?
I'm kind of hoping I could kind of get a little bit of information out of you if you know anything about the totem spirits.
Ooh, wait a minute. You know about those?
Yeah,
Are,
my tribe was very big on that, and I think it's ready to pick. I'm ready to pick one.
One of his eyes can't open at all hardly, but one of his eyes gets really big when you say my tribe. He's like, uh, you're a barbarian.
Yes, I am.
You're a you're a you're a lass, right? I mean, it looks like you're a lass.
Yes, I am.
Oh my goodness. Hmm. Well, yes. Spirit totems. What what are you looking for? What what calls you?
Well, as you can see, I am small, and I feel like that makes me to other enemies and things that come across my path. I think that makes them think that I am, I guess, a chew toy or just a little snack. And so I would like to be a little tougher than that.
Well, I I understand that. I've when I was younger, I too felt that. Many that I trained with were taller than me, but underestimation is powerful. They don't think you're that powerful. You can surprise them with your power. But is just being able to take a good hit, solid hit. That's not always easy, right?
That's the part I want to work on.
Well, you should call upon the spirit of the bear. The bear, strong and mighty. That's what I would say.
Do you have a picture or a drawing of a bear that I can use? Because in my tribe, we would carve the totems that we chose on our weapon of choice. And it's been a while since I've seen a bear.
Mm. Hold on. He goes. He makes kind of tries to whistle like to get the guy's attention. Of course, the guy's right behind him that brought him here. He's all, yeah. The guy's all, yeah. I'll be right back. And he goes scampering off, and he comes back pretty quick because he doesn't have the old man to walk with him. Comes scamper back, and he actually has something up. He goes, "Don't tell anyone I showed you this." Okay.
Okay.
And the guy puts it down. Dwarf does and pulls back. And there you see this axe that looks like it's been through hell and back. And you can see the intricate totem work that was done. And you can see that in one section of the handle, there is a carving of these claws and the face. And you recognize that as the symbol of the bear that you'd seen on several of the minotaurs that you trained you. And he looks very proud. And he smiles for the first time since he's been sitting there, and he goes, I killed a lot of things with axe. And I don't feel good about many of them now. It's a tough choice, but it's one you have to make for yourself. I will help you with some answers. Again, my name is Claudius.
I'm Lila.
Well met. You can look at this as long as you want. I got nobody that's going to come probably see me today. I don't have much of a schedule. So when you're ready, we'll put it back and just go ahead and enjoy it for now.
Okay, yeah. So Lila's gonna look at it for a couple minutes. She's gonna take a glance at like all the other totems that are on there, but she's gonna try and focus more on the bear and just kind of try to memorize how it looks.
Yeah, this weapon has several totems on it, and it's beat up to hell. But at one point, it more than likely was the most beautiful weapon you've seen. Although you did carry Bertha Axe Kicker's axe, which that axe is immaculately amazing as far as how it feels and such. But this is just a little different. This one's
been loved.
Yes, and it's also focused in the tradition of barbaric ways, which is what you were taught. There you go. Okay, so Little Grin, are going to be heading back to the inn to meet with the others?
I'll when I finish practicing with the master, I'll make my goodbyes and head towards the inn.
Okay, yeah, he doesn't teach you much. He's almost his beginnings were more about what this is going to this is what this is going to envelop, what you will be learning, and here's the beginnings.
Oh yeah, but I imagine Lilgren will practice the like 2 minutes of teaching that I got. He's gonna practice that like religiously every day in the stupidest fashion. Like, yeah.
Okay.
So
awesome. So you head back, and Lila, you just at amazement, continue to look at this axe and take in everything you can from it. It does give you a sense of almost like a sense of power that there is someone here that followed the ways that you begin to be taught, and that that connection is here. Are you going to head back as well?
Yes, I will say my thank yous and goodbyes, and I will make my way back.
He once again tells you that anytime you need to ask a question, he would be more than happy to help. Sure that he will be available. And you head back as well. So you both make it back to the inn. Meehan, how many drinks have you had? Did you just finish one, or did you decide to have another while they were off doing their thing?
No. I just nursed one.
Okay.
For an extended period, although it was a large one.
Okay. Right. So I got you. So, and did you say whiskey or ale?
Oh, I had some whiskey, but I'm not by any means drunk. Just a very mellow kind of dulling of the senses is all.
Oh, that nice buzz. Oh, yeah, I love that buzz.
Just very, beginning. You throw back that first shot and have a beer. That's right where I'm at.
That's called focus for me. That's what I like to do right before I play a gig. It's like, but I have to add one jalapeno pepper to it because there you go. I have to have a jalapeno pepper. It makes my mouth burn. I wake up and go, "Whoa!" Okay, let's go. That's my thing when I play a gig. So, anyways,
that's what you do when you play metal.
That's exactly correct. So, but I have to have that with my shot and my beer. Okay, so y'all make it back. Meehan is sitting there contemplating. He's got a large ale by his side that he is about 3/4 consumed at this point. Meehan, were you going to invite anyone else to your oath?
Yeah, the most important, obviously, when I got my brand made, I need to go pick that up, but I need to get Junkar as well.
Yeah, I need your brother. I just wondered if you were going to invite anybody but your brother, besides your brother. Okay. Nope.
No, I'm well, unless I'd made any friends in like my time before we started playing in the City Guard, I would invite them, and of course I would extend a courtesy invitation, though I doubt she would show up to Bertha Axe Kicker.
Well, that would be a nice gesture at minimum, and she would expect that. So I'm glad you decided to say that. I have my notes saying, "Will he or won't he?" So excellent. So, well, the rest of the group has shown up. Do you all want to go and get your brother?
I just told him to meet us at the inn,
did you?
and then
Okay.
I need to just pick up my brand on the way, and he should meet us shortly, I believe.
Okay, so do we want to go ahead and say that when you spoke to your brother, you asked your brother to send the invitation to Bertha?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, cool. All right. Then let me roll something really quickly. I can find my mouse. There it is. Yeah. Using 3 monitors tonight just because I can.
Well, aren't you fancy schmancy?
Yeah, well, now the roller's not working. Why is that? I'm good. Anybody see dice? I don't see dice. This is going to be really hard to do if the dice thing isn't working. I told you I was having problems with the server, and it's not working. Oh, okay. Can anybody else roll dice? Is everybody else rolling okay?
I wasn't able to roll, actually. I tried to do my little Warhammer thing. It wasn't working that well.
I saw somebody rolling. How did you roll?
My stealth worked. Yeah, I can see your roll, Scott.
Yeah, when I used my weapon, it didn't work, but maybe I have to target something. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, we're a little new to Foundry still, trying to.
We don't have character.
If one person can roll, I think everybody should be able to roll. So
something went.
We just
I can roll, but I have to do it on my character sheet.
Oh,
that's what I was gonna say. We don't have character tokens out on this map, and so the rolling doesn't work the same. You have to go through your character sheet.
Yeah, I think that's the case.
Yeah. I don't think the DM have to do that.
See, that's why even though we're playing online, you just need dice by you.
I do have dice.
Well, then, there you go.
Yeah, but when I say I roll 20 every time when we fight, certainly you're not gonna believe me. Okay, so now I have to turn on a light because
what DM cheats ever? That is ridiculous.
I'm blinded by the light, but I can see the dice being rolled.
No, I'm excited. One day we should all have dice cams.
Right?
Oh, that'd be pretty cool, actually. If we could have you have to have a whole separate cam, probably, though.
Yeah, it would be horrible for the Zoom meeting, but it'd be fun.
Actually, I can make it work. It'd be pretty cool looking, though.
Sorry for the bright lights. I have now had to turn on the spotlight so I can see the dice rolls. But we're going to have to take a break if we do get into any fighting, because I got to fix this before we go, or it's going to be ridiculously stupid fighting.
No worries.
Okay. So your brother shows up, and
perfect.
And he says, Bertha and the cohorts are right behind.
Oh no! Now I'm nervous.
You should be, he says, and he smiles and winks.
Yeah, probably need one quick shot, and then I thank Bertha very much for coming.
So that means you've had 2 shots then. I'm just counting.
Yeah.
Okay. So you hear Bertha's coming. Whoa, wait a minute. Things are serious. Let me re-hit that bomb. So grab a shot. You take your shot. And just as you finish, you put it down. Boop. Bertha walks in with her usual 6 lackeys.
Somewhat probably nervously, and I don't think I'd been nervous around her before. I just say, thank you so much for coming. I'm quite honored.
She says, I came here to get a drink. What's going on? Just kidding. She laughs. She thinks she's funny too. And she goes over to the bar and she orders herself a drink. And she just small shot of ale, washes it down real quickly. And she says, is everyone here?
Yes.
I'm ready. Please lead the way.
Okay. Head on down to the river. Yeah.
Okay. So you take the southern road, which is just when you leave the foreign quarters, and I will pull up that map if this works all good, just because now I'm freaking out about this.
I don't have the map up on our deal, so
okay.
You want me to transition?
I just moved the map. Just if you want, the people can see it. That's fine. So as you can see on the very bottom, there's the small buildings there, and there's a road with the bigger building next to it. The small corner left is the area that is the foreign quarters. You go up from there, you see the Friendly Hammer Inn to the right, and then right there where you see it looks like Lila's. I think that's Lila's. But you can see where the road goes to the right, and from there it takes you through the part of the Dwarven Commons area, and then you'll see where there's some large mushrooms on the map, some statues, and a body of water. And this is a fresh water stream that flows, and this is the water source for Kier to Rule. And I do not know if your characters have ever been here. I would imagine Little Grin has at least once went with the monks here, but this is not a place this is a place of complete sanctuary and quiet silence and all those things when the dwarves and whoever need to um contemplate things. If the ale doesn't work, they go here. I will tell you that there is a statue here, Mian, that you has your character ever went down to the water before?
I doubt it.
Okay. Okay. So, and we had not role played that, so I'm going to assume you hadn't. You're pretty busy when you work, and then you play like everybody else. But you go down here, and you notice that there's a statue, which there's several down here on the way to the water, and one of the statues is actually it catches your eye. It's a dragon. It's actually a statue of a dragon, and then at the dragon's feet are two crossed hammers, and between the hammers is an anvil. And you didn't know there was a statue of a dragon down here, but
Yeah, it just makes it more fitting.
so yeah, so you picked the right spot, and makes you think, oh, wow, that's kind of a coincidence. All right, so you get down there, and the water's it looks very fresh. There are mushrooms and there's crystals in the water, lighting the water up. So it's an amazing looking spot, and all you can hear is that trickle of water. And I actually have water going, but for some reason, again, the server's not working with everything that it should. So just pretend you hear the. I can, I should just on Twitch, they have all those people that get on there and go, go to sleep and all that stuff. So, just shift in some of that music, but
You just needed to grab a wind chime sample.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So everybody makes their way down to the water side. And Mihan, what happens?
So I walk down to the water, right up to the edge. I strip my armor and clothing. I'm only wearing a kind of a small like underwear on my bottom half, nude above.
Watch out.
And I take a minute to kneel and just kind of center myself and say a small prayer to Bahamut. Anyway, then I turn and I stand and I say, thank you for coming here before the eyes of Bahamut, my friends. I take the oath of conquest, and I show the brand to everybody, and it's got 3 lines on it, and all in Draconic. And I read out loud the first line: douse the flames of hope. It is not enough that I defeat my enemy. My victory shall be overwhelming, shattering their will to fight forever. A blade may end a life, but fear can end empires. Then on this, I say the second line: rule with an iron fist. Once I have conquered, I shall tolerate no dissent. My word shall be law. And then on the last one, it says, strength above all. I shall rule until a stronger one arises. If a stronger one does arise, I shall grow mightier to meet the challenge or fall to my ruin. And then I kind of nudge my brother, and both of us breathe fire directly onto the brand. And then he plants it right in my upper arm, and I do my best not to scream like a little girl.
All right. So I want to know how good that pain felt. Roll a Constitution check. Don't roll a 1, brother.
Constitution. I do have a +3. Let's hit this up.
Nice.
Come on, critical.
Or not.
Oh, it was almost 18. That's all right. 10's not too bad. Maybe I whimper a little.
Awesome. All right, you hold on, and you are able to handle it. You're able to handle it. You feel the pain, but no problems.
And as soon as that's over, the brand stays probably for just what seems like an eternity, but probably only is a few seconds. I walk down and submerge myself in the water, coming out a new dragon.
Excellent. As you step out of the water and you're facing everyone who's looking at you, I need you to roll your perception.
Okay. Let me check my perception here. Let's see. God dang! We're not rolling so hot this first couple ones. So
you weren't going to expect to be seeing that because you just got done being literally baptized by Bahamut / the oath of conquest, I believe, right?
Yep.
So, yes, I didn't expect you to make that roll. You're going to have to roll pretty high, but you come back up, and everyone, Bertha and her cohorts are smiling. Your brother has that look like, I'm still going to kick your ass one of these days, but yes, awesome. And Bertha comes up and she says, that is an amazing promise to make for yourself. I hope and I know that we will always remain allies. The dwarves do not pick sides in the war, in any war. We never have. We don't believe in war, but we believe in protecting ourselves.
And I say, it honors me that you're here. And with that promise, I make another. Should you ever need aid, I shall always be there.
And with that, I need everybody to roll their perception.
Gallant knight.
Woo!
Yes! I have rolled 3 dice, all under 10.
Oh my goodness.
I rolled a 1.
Yes, you
Critical
did.
fail.
So
First,
Drink.
Lila's takes a nap.
it's a lot of
Lila's
dice.
too busy
under
going,
10.
woo!
Okay. So one of the lackeys in the group, that the entourage that Bertha Axe Kicker brings with her everywhere, goes, look, and he points, and everybody hears that. And he points, and you see that Emelise is sitting on the path, and she's kind of in a spot where when you're walking down, there's rocks and statues. You can't see her, but because you're down at the water and looking kind of up and back, you can see that she's sitting there, and she's on a rock, and it looks as if she's sitting there like in a meditative position, like she's sitting there looking towards the water, but she's visibly shaking. She's got, even from where you're sitting or standing, you can see that she's got just a bit of drool coming out of her mouth, and her eyes are completely white, stark white. And she's there, and she looks like DM to player, she looks like she's almost having like some type of seizure.
I pick up my shield and mace and run as fast as I can in her direction.
Obviously, Bertha Axe Kicker does as well. And Meehan, I want everybody to just really quickly roll like an initiative, because I want to see who gets there first. Well, I should ask, Little Grin, are you going over there?
Yeah, I mean, seeing the ruckus, I would definitely move in that direction.
And Lila, are you going?
I would definitely be going over there.
I figured you both would be.
I rolled an 18.
But you should all roll. I want to see who gets there first. Lila's pretty close. Awesome.
All right. God.
You want to roll 2?
It's not working.
Sure.
Why are you working? Gosh dang it. I'm sorry, I'm having some trouble getting this to go.
Lila with the 17.
Yep.
I just did a dexterity check.
Ooh,
'Cause-
I got
good call.
booted from the server.
Did you? Excellent. I told you the server wasn't working good today. Not
Oh, lovely.
good. I told you. It's all kinds of screwed up. Anyway,
The server's having a case of the Mondays on a Tuesday.
right, exactly. So, Meehan, as you should be, you're the first one to get there. And what do you do as you run up to her?
I get as close as possible to her and start kind of checking her out, see if I can discern what's wrong. But while I'm looking at her, I'm also checking around everything, more importantly.
Okay.
Want to take a quick glance around to see that there's nothing and then look at her.
Okay, so as you run, you see that like all her eyes are completely white, and now that you're closer, you see that the glow that there's crystals and mushrooms that are glowing down here in abundance. It's very well lit, but you can see that she actually has a glow to her right now that's stronger than before. Remember how I told you when you first saw even her body that she had a glow to her, and this glow is even more magnified right at this moment. It's more present, and even though her eyes are white, as you run up to her, you literally see, because she's basically has her hands down and she's sitting on the side of this hill, like on a rock that outcrops. As you run up to her, you see her hand literally come up, like just to greet you, like touch my hand, hold my hand, and it perfectly comes to you as you meet up. Like it's not just real quickly. It's like literally like.
Yeah, I definitely don't touch her.
Okay.
So can I tell what's wrong with her through my magical knowledge, or is this completely foreign to me?
You have never seen anything like this. And she hasn't done this in front of anyone.
Okay.
So this is nothing that is this is nothing you've ever experienced.
Yeah, so I survey the surrounding area, wait for my comrades to catch up, but I certainly don't touch her.
Okay. So when you don't take her hand and you move, just very quietly you hear a whisper of, "Man." Just you hear her voice crackle over. She can't open her mouth, it seems like, but you just hear her voice, high pitched girl voice, call your name very quietly in the gurgling.
What is wrong with you?
Take my hand.
Hell no, no. Terrifying. I take another step back.
Okay. She continues to shake, and very quietly you hear her speak, but you from where you're now at, because you jump back, basically you can't hear what she's saying. Okay. Bertha gets close, and when Bertha gets close, she stops speaking. Bertha backs up because she saw the mouth trying to move, and she heard noises, but when she got close, Emilise quit speaking. And then about a minute passes of this shaking, and she falls over from her sitting state as if she's fainted.
Did Lila and Littlegren not get up there in that minute?
Well, they did, but the same thing. If either of you would have attempted to get closer to hear her, she would not have spoke.
Ugh, that's super creepy. I was hoping Littlegren would touch the shiny again.
I was all ready to.
Sorry,
that
but
was your shiny to touch.
So if that's the case, like I would probably take that 30 seconds to ask if she spoke to them, and then when they say no, I would step closer.
Okay.
Before she passed out, if that's okay, unless you want to just she passed out. So
no, I think I think that it makes sense that, I mean, she was very frightening. She was shaking and spittling, and she wasn't in control, and it was frightening. And if it was frightening to you, um, and she specifically said your name, so it makes sense that it happened as it did. So she faints, and all of you obviously are there to um, assist her and protect her however you want. Now, are you just going to wait till she comes to, or do you want to possibly move her back to her place? Some of you know where she lives. In fact, that's Bertha walks up as I'm saying this to you, literally right after she faints. And as you watch everyone staring at her, including all the dwarves and your brother as well. And then Bertha says, "What should we do with her?"
I can carry her home. Just give me 1 second. And I rush back down to the water to get my armor put back on.
Okay. Little Grin, Lila, are you going to do anything with what seems to be unconscious Emelise?
Yeah, I'll be patting her brow gently with cool water to try and revive her.
Okay. She's not shaking anymore. She's very cold. And when you go to touch her, like you have water on your hand and you notice she's got water all over her.
Then we're drying her. The opposite. Whatever she is, we're gonna make her the opposite.
Is she breathing? Can I put my hand by her nose?
That's why I told you. Sorry.
Can I put my
right.
hand by her like wet nose area and see if there's if I can feel any air? Is she breathing? Is her chest moving? Like
she's breathing.
Okay.
Breathing. Yeah, she's
okay.
And she's live. And you go to wet her down, and then you go, whoa, she's already really wet. Okay, so you start drying her off. Luckily,
I use my monk sleeve as like a towel for her.
Right. So, and you go down and start putting on your armor, and you hear a scream. You hear a wow. I mean, it's like a blood-chilling, startling scream. And you look in the direction it's coming from, although you're in a cave, so it kind of bounces. But you look over to your right, and you see that the water, literally this running water down the southern end, goes into the wall, and there's like a cave that this water goes into. You can't see it finish off where it leads to an ends. It goes into like an opening in the wall, and from that space you see a glowing person, and they are literally running out of the cave like ah ah ah, and it looks to be a dwarf, but he's glowing. It's a male dwarf. He's glowing, and he jumps into the water and swims across screaming, "Help, help, 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 help." And with that, we're going to take a break.
So, that's
why are you gonna do that
to?
I have questions.
What?
We gotta take a break because we gotta fix this server before what may happen happens.
All right.
All right.
But also halfway through the night, we're going to try to only go till 8:00 Pacific on Tuesdays, Pacific Standard Time. So, anyways, we're gonna take a quick break, 10 minutes. We'll be right back. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you're enjoying it.
We back.
Welcome to the Legends of Theaya adventure stream. From a quick break, we are back. A very loud scream was heard as Mihan was putting his armor back on after taking the oath of conquest, a paladin oath. Also, Emelise was had shown up. She was perhaps already there at this in this area of Kirdarul, which is an area with a flowing stream or river, fresh water that runs through the underground. She was shaking not violently, but shaking within herself, very visible. She couldn't control her body, and she attempted to speak to Mihan, who was like not having any of it because he had never seen Emelise or anyone do anything like this. Unless they were like really hungover the next day.
Touch the hand. That's how you get murdered. Come on, horror movie 101.
He's untrustworthy of watery tarts.
Right. So something like that. So as he was putting on his armor to go and assist Emelise back to her place, a scream was heard coming from basically a cave type formation that the water goes into down in this area. And out from this cave came a glowing dwarf, male dwarf. He jumps into the water screaming, "Help, help, 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 help." And he pulls himself up onto the other side, running towards you, Mihan. And you see he's glowing and he's very bright, much brighter than Sukeshi, who you've seen glow in this almost the same way, but not as bright.
Yeah, as soon as I hear him from afar, I scream back to little Grand Lila, Bertha, and my brother, to arms, help.
And Bertha, you hear her go, "Don't touch him. He's just poisoned." And she goes down. She comes down with her cohorts, of course, and they're going to help assist him. But he is like paddling like a mo-frapping man. He's very frightened at something, and he gets up and he comes running, and they all assist him. And he's like, "You've got to go in there. You've got to go in there. They're there. These abominations. I need help." And Bertha's like, "What is it? What is it?" And he's just, they stink. They smell dead, but they're not dead. Help. They're killing the others now. I got out safe. Some of them are petrified in fear. They can't move. Bertha goes, "Mihan."
At once, and I run.
All right, with your armor on. And Lila, are you following Mihan?
Lila's gonna be very hesitant, but once she sees that like everyone's trying to make that way, she's just gonna like, okay.
Right now, only Mihan is headed that way.
Okay. Well then, if Bertha's gonna be staying with Emily, then I'm just gonna.
You're gonna go with him, with Mihan?
Yeah.
And Little Gren, you see Mihan take off. Lila looks around, sees that nobody's going but him at this point. Are you gonna follow along as well?
Well, so at the time, Lilgren was nursing this poor girl.
Yes.
So I think everyone just turned and ran away from her. I feel like I got to spend a minute here and figure out what to do with this gal.
That's absolutely what happened. They all heard that, and when a dwarf down here, when you hear to arms, that's not taken lightly. Mihan knows that. Mihan that from working the city watch.
I will have picked her up. I guess I'll pick her up.
Okay.
And I will run over to where the group of dwarves are.
Okay. They're just at the edge of the water.
Yeah. And I'll say, "Me friends need me, but this one be needing help too."
You say that, and one of the dwarves nods to you like, "You're correct." And Bertha turns, and you can see that she's trying to manage things here now. With you coming back down, she realizes that something else needs to be taken care of. And so she tells her dwarves that were her entourage to take the young lady and lay her back down where she can be, flat and not in an uncomfortable position, and just watch over her. Bertha says, she yells back to you, Mihan, as you're running towards Um, are you headed? Where exactly are you running? You're just running the edge of the water.
No, I'm gonna barrel right across where he went, where he came running out of.
So you're going to run across the water to a spot, and then then you're going to get in the water. You're gonna,
Yeah.
Okay, great. All right, perfect. So you see that Mian's running down Little Grin. Lila just began to attempt to catch up to him, although he's running at full speed. And Bertha goes, Mian, you want me to come along? This may need my assistance too.
Bertha said that?
Yeah.
Oh, I said you would honor me.
She goes, yes, I'll come along. And she hightails on down the line. How quick are you? What's your movement, Lila? Is your movement 30?
25, I believe.
Okay. All right. So as you're moving, catching up to Meehan, you hear a huffing and a puffing behind you of Bertha. Little Grin. The dwarves take Emelise. Are you headed into the water as well?
Yeah, I have a question though.
Yeah.
Which direction is the water going? Is it going towards my friends or towards from my friends to me?
Your friends are running the way the water is going.
Okay, good. All right. Well, then I'm gonna run flat out to try and catch up to Meehan.
Okay.
And I have my monk speed of 40, so I think I can move 80 in in one gap.
So you go barreling around. Actually, swiftly. Barreling's a little bit uglier than that. You go swiftly around both Lila and Bertha Axe Kicker, as they're pretty close to Meehan. Now, Meehan, you get to the water's edge, and you can see that it's about a 15-foot width this water is. Let's look on the map. Yeah, I'm going to say in this area it's about 15-foot width. And so you're going to have to, unless it's shallow, which you can't tell here, you're going to have to swim partially with that armor on to get across.
I actually make a Superman running jump.
Oh, excellent. Okay. So that means that you want to run and then do athletics check. So let's see that bad boy maneuvering.
All right, here we go. Yes! I rolled a 2.
Yeah,
love this game.
You know what? It looks the thought was better than it looked, but you know what? You
love this game.
So you go running down, you get your leap, and it's kind of wet on the edge right there, and so you don't get as good a footing as you want. But you still get a jump. I mean, you just don't jump across, but you get about halfway across jump, and then you just go right into the water. So at this point, how much are you in weight with everything you're carrying? How close?
So
are you?
I 100% don't have my explorer's pack with this. So I'm still heavy though. I'm 300 pounds, and then I've got 100 pounds of armor, shield, mace, a little bit of gold. So I'm probably pushing 400. So
okay. Well, you personally wouldn't weigh much, but your armor is definitely going to weigh something. And so I'm going to have you just do another athletics that you just swim over to the.
I am just in my defense. While I am in heavy armor, I'm in the lightest. I'm in a chain shirt. No, not full plate. So
Okay.
But here we go with another athletics. Heck, that is 5 rolls tonight, all under 10.
Don't take
8 has been my highest. I
don't
love
go
this
against
game.
Lila. Don't have a drinking contest today. Don't do it. Okay. Don't have.
I guess I did for my initiative. I rolled 18 to get there fast, which didn't matter. So.
Right? I know. Isn't that crazy?
It totally mattered. He just forgot to touch the girl.
I'm not touching her. Get out of here.
Little ring child coming out of the water.
So you land in the water. You begin to swim, and it's a little tougher than you expected. You're reacting instead of thinking first a little bit because you got to look good for Bertha, and there's a problem, and she asked you to do it. So you go and you pull yourself up, but it wasn't as easy as you wished it would have been.
I made it though.
You're there. You're on the other side. Lila.
I thought I was drowning.
No. If you would have rolled under a 10, we might have had to gone fishing for Meehan, but we didn't have to. So, Lila, what are you doing?
I'm following Meehan.
Okay, so are you going to try to jump all the way across?
I know I'm gonna have to swim, but yeah, I'm gonna take a couple steps back, try to get a running start, and jump.
All
in.
right, so let's see if you can outdo him in the jump. So you say, okay, Meehan's got an idea. Let's do it. So you as well. Go ahead.
It's an athletics check.
Athletics check. You take a runner's leap
Yes.
and
Is that a crit? Is that a crit fail?
Yes.
oh no! Get out the drink. Get out the drink. Okay. You rolled a Juan Valdez, didn't you? Oh my goodness.
I rolled
What
a
an
one.
amazing critical failure right there. We all had to take a drink. I love it.
All
I
right, so
love
you
it.
back up and you go running, and man, you take like 1.5 steps and you hit a rock and just trip forward and you go and you slide right into the water, like right at the edge of the water, right in front of Bertha. And she's all, come on, we gotta help. And she picks you up real quick. She picks you up and she goes, I think I'm just gonna swim. And she just like you see her just like she doesn't go straight towards the cave. She kind of shoots up a little bit so the water takes her and she like swims and she's swimming really hard. And I'm gonna roll for her. Holy crap. I hope she doesn't roll a 1.
Little Grin, get us some style points here. Please succeed on something.
Oh yeah. See, she knows what she's doing. So Bertha, she aims back a little bit. So she jumps in. So water kind of takes her and she's just paddling, stroke. And she gets over and she makes it. She's like, aim over that way. The water's going this way. She's saying that to you, Lila.
Okay.
You're nice and muddy right now, by the way.
Yep. I'm gonna try to follow orders.
It was intentional so the predator can't find her.
There you go.
Yes.
All right. You're going to try
Yes.
it again?
I meant
Are
to
you
do this.
just going to jump in the water or are you going to actually try
I'm
to
gonna swim. I'm gonna swim.
Okay. Go ahead and just roll your athletics. Okay. All right. Yeah, you make it. You get it.
That is much better.
You see that by going up and swimming against the current a bit, the current's still going to take you, but you kind of like end up just right over there, like kind of a golf ball. You hit it in one type of the grass. The grass is aimed a different way than you hit it, and it kind of moves different. So that's what in theory, that's what she did, and it worked, and it worked for you as well. Little Grin, let's show us your athletics, your acrobatics. Do a triple Lindy across. Make Rodney feel proud.
That's 100%.
Oh, with the Roger Dangerfield
100%.
reference, I love it. Showing his age, Frank the DM.
God, thank you so much. That's not why I said that, but I do love Rodney Dangerfield at times. All right.
No, 100%. Lil Grin is just channeling that in his mind, but he's like a leaf on the wind running at the water, just
Okay.
doing his best.
Oh, so are you going to try to jump across, or are you going to try to walk on water, or which one?
Ooh. Yeah, we're gonna just have to straight up walk across the water.
Okay.
Is he Bruce Lee in Enter the Dragon, or is he Chris Farley in Beverly Hills Ninja? Which one are we doing?
So what I mean by walk on water is that there are little rocks that you can see sticking up. And in your meditation, it's like I might be able to hop across these rocks. It might take you a second, but you can do that, or you can jump across, or you can just swim like the others.
No, hop. I'm a hopper for sure.
Okay, that's what I thought. You would notice that.
I'm a hopper at heart.
All right, so you're gonna roll your acrobatics.
All right. 14.
All right, it takes you a bit, and a couple times. Whoa, you get a little slippery there. The rocks are, haven't been touched much. There's just a lot of water and that fungi type stuff that grows on it. But you make it across, and you all make it across along with Bertha. And with that, you find Meehan because you made it to the other side. And to be very honest, here's what the other side is. It's basically there's this water going into a dark cave, and on either side is basically I'm going to give it about that much, about maybe that much room. That's the edge where there's no water. It's above the water on each side, about this much in this cavern. So it's going to be very tight squeeze, one at a time. You got to be very careful not to fall in.
So there is air. The water doesn't just go underground.
The water seems, at this point at least, just to be going straight into a cavern.
Okay.
And the
Yep,
cavern.
I lead that way.
Okay. Now, are you going to go in the dark, or are you going to light a torch, a wet torch? What are you going to do?
I don't have a torch with me, so
Okay.
I'm just going dark. Hopefully, I can see something, or somebody else has got something good.
Anybody have a light source?
Maybe. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Okay. Well, Meehan, how are you deciding where you're going to step?
Very carefully, just shuffling the feet one at a time. Okay.
Are you okay? So you begin to walk, and every so often your shoulder, your right shoulder gets hit by rock that's sticking out, because it's a jagged cavern and there's not much room, and so you have to hold on to the side of the wall of the cavern, and then put your foot out in front of you and kind of get it to go around this rocks to make sure, like, you don't just walk around the rock and fall into the water, because it's becoming pitch black.
Oh, then if it's becoming pitch black, then I ask back to the group. I go, anybody have a torch or a light or something?
There's silence.
I have one. Okay, sorry. Just to ask Frank a question here. I have one in my backpack, but obviously we didn't bring. I don't think we brought our backpacks across this gap and river and swimming and stuff. So I didn't say I did. So I'm gonna say probably not. Yeah.
Okay. So just time frame. You were in the tower. You probably had it when you went to the tower, because you were traveling. So you have been back once to the monastery just a moment ago to talk to your teacher. So you could have left your backpack then. If not, you probably have it with you, because there hasn't been a time where you've went home.
No, but I'm just trying to think, like, we're not traveling. We just came down to do the ceremony at this thing. So if anything, we're all dressed nicely.
I'm going to sound very sexist here.
Yeah.
And say I probably never left my backpack anywhere, because as
as a woman, you don't leave your purse? Is that what you're trying to spit out at us? Okay.
If you leave the house, you bring the backpack, right? Okay.
Yes.
I'll break out the torch. Let's go.
Right. So yeah, I have a torch. However, it's probably wet.
You did swim. You did swim.
That's why I was like, it's probably my stuff's all wet.
Meehan can breathe fire sometimes, so that might help. I don't know.
I cannot breathe fire.
He already breathed fire.
Yep.
He already used his breath weapon.
All right.
You can't just kind of, like, when you open your mouth, it doesn't spark a little bit or something.
Well, I have a tinder box.
You know what? I put it to my nose and I sneeze.
There you go.
Achoo.
Perfect. Okay.
Good thing I ate chili today.
So everybody's talking about this, and you hear Bertha kind of laugh, and she goes, I don't have anything. She goes, I didn't expect this. And she's kind of having a blast with this. It sounds like she's having some fun too.
I was thinking, like, as a girl and as a barbarian from a traveling like barbaric tribe, I just travel with everything all the time.
All right. So you use your tinderbox, and that is going to be wet proof, or why even have one? So that's going to allow you to create at least some light, and it takes a moment. And remember, you were told that dwarves and people were being killed just up ahead of you. And as you light this area up, you see that you can actually see that down the way here, the water goes down a hole, but that it's almost like a path continues with the water leaving the path. Make sense?
Yep.
Okay. And it actually opens up into the wide path as if there was no water. So, and there isn't. So it'll be much better in about 10 feet. Plus you can see now, so that's going to make it easier. So you get to the hole in the ground that the water's going into. And I need to just make sure you don't roll a 1 because this is a very, very, very slippery. There's no side. You're going to actually have to like do a little leap. It's not far. So, I mean, just don't roll a 1. And even with, oh, there you go.
All of us?
Why do so you make me roll on the BS rolls and I waste all my good ones?
I just did that to you, didn't I? You could have yeah. Go ahead, Lila.
Oh, what are we rolling?
You are rolling to see if you fall down a hole with a bunch of water, or if you make it across to the safety path that leads to perhaps where whatever's going on is.
So that would just be dexterity, right?
That's all I need you to do is just do a that's okay. All right. And I need a dex check for you as well, Mr. Littlegren.
Yeah, can I do
Oh.
acrobatics since I'm
Yeah,
trying
you
to
can do
balance?
yeah, anything like
Does-
that. I don't. You pick
does-
which one you want. So.
Does
Okay.
Bertha fall in? I hope not.
Oh, that's not going to happen. Don't even,
Script immunity.
see, she's like, problem.
Oh, nah, she's fine.
So yeah, she just like literally like puts her butt up against the side of the cavern and kind of like just like sideways walks, or hops down basically. It's just you have to just make sure nobody slips is what that rolls for. Okay, so with that being said, I'm moving to a new spot. So everybody's going to be taken somewhere else.
Dee.
Oh, I hear the water now.
Hear water? Awesome. All right. So I have the group like this.
We're
Bertha-
still. Oh, there it is.
Okay. So I hopefully you all see this right. You should only see a certain amount of feet in front of you and everything. Is that how it's set up?
Yep.
Okay, great. I'm going to go ahead and allow one of you to start. But you get on the other side of this and within no more than 15, 20 feet, it opens up and it's becomes lit again as you get to an area that has crystals and such. All right.
I guess it looks like there's a little fork, so we want to stop and listen.
So yeah, as you get here, there's a hole in the ground that you can see because it's well lit with the crystals that you can probably just see right there.
Mhm.
You can see to the right, there's actually like another fountain of water coming down. You can see it in the distance. You can make it out with the crystals. And you hear a scream coming from your left, Lila.
These maps are so cool.
Yeah, that water looks awesome.
It really does. That's really awesome.
I love it.
Yeah, that's really cool. Okay, sorry.
Yep.
Did we all hear it to our left or just Lila?
Lila hears it. I mean, it's right there next to her, but everybody hears the yell.
Ah!
I hear a yell to Lila's left.
All right, so y'all head over that way, and when you do, you see, Meehan, if you want to stop right there,
Yeah.
you see that there is actually like a cavern, a hole in the cave, and there are quite a few crystals in here, and it looks like there are at least 2 or 3 people that are laying there, and they're just, it looks like they are afraid to move, like they are completely petrified, almost like how Emily's looked.
Yeah, I would charge forward as fast as possible. So.
Okay. You do so. You charge forward, and I'll move your character in the direction that I'm talking. So you go running this way, and is everyone following him?
Sure.
Yep.
Oh, that's okay. That's not the direction we were going then, huh? That's cool.
It was to the left of where you were going. Yes, I'm moving you in the direction because it's hard to explain it without having my mouse point to it. Right, the mouse.
You're
pointer.
straight. No worries.
So you all make it into here, and you see that there are 3 dwarves, and they all glow. They glow as bright as the crystals in this area, if not more. And it is. I mean, they are petrified, and they're like, "Don't hurt us! Don't hurt us! Don't hurt us! Are you here to save us? We need out."
Is Bertha still with us?
She is. She's
Oh
right-
yeah, so we would definitely let her take the lead on speaking with them. I think, unless you guys got something.
As the leader of the Dwarven village, I think that's just fine.
She goes, "Yes, we're here to help you. Get out of here right now. Come on with us." And she just like literally, moves her hands. She goes, "They're very weak. You should perhaps look over the rest of the cave, find out what's going on, find out what the problem is. I'm going to take these 3 to safety."
As you command. This is a dead end here?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So yeah, we definitely would head back this way.
Okay. And she just basically, she goes, "You're stiff." And one of them like can barely move its body. I mean, it's for some reason he's like petrified almost in a state of just the inability to move. And so the others help him in his stiff position, if you will. That's a terrible way to say it, I guess. But they begin to make their way out of this area.
I'm definitely gonna hand off the torch to her,
Okay.
to Bertha, because she'll need it to get back through the darkness. So.
Okay. Does anyone have a replacement torch or something else you can light?
We should be good right now, right? Because there's.
Oh no,
plenty of
you're right.
crystals.
Yeah. No, the crystals. That's correct. I'm sorry.
Okay. That's the only reason I handed it off, right? Because we're in plenty of light now.
No. You're cool. You're fine.
Okay. So I guess head up this way.
Okay. All right. So and you see there's even more crystals coming up ahead of you. So this area is even even better lit. And you as you come through this area here, you hear like a screeching type sound of like a cackling, creaking type noise. And you can see that there are not images, but some type of creatures coming. You see shadows of creatures running towards you, and as they come right up to the crystals, you can see and make out that they are skeletons, much like the skeletons that you fought at the Wizard's Tower. And there are 3 of them.
Yeah, charge.
It's initiative time. So I know how we got to do that part, so we're going to do it right now. Here.
I have a +4.
Let's hope the server works. Finally, we haven't fought for a while. So let's see here. I do the group initiative.
Oh right, I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
I completely forgot about that.
See if it even works.
Get your trash roll off our screens, guy.
Yeah, it looks like I'm struggling a little. I'm the last one.
Okay, here we go. Let's see. I'm gonna roll right now. Here we go.
Oh,
I have a quick question though. Have we taken a long rest since the tower?
There has not been a long rest since the tower.
Okay, just making sure that my character sheet is correct.
Yep.
Got it.
Nope, there has not been that much resting. Let's see. You got back. Let's make sure of that though. That's a good question. So you got back, and as soon as you got back, what happened? You guys split up, right? And one of you went to go do the brand, and the other one went to go. The other 2 of you went to go speak to Emelise, correct? That was like right when you got back. Was there any break from that?
So
No, I don't think so.
I guess we're a little.
Okay.
I guess we're a little messed up here because technically we're supposed to take a long rest. I think to level, and we just leveled. So
I was pretty positive we came in the morning, right? We arrived back in the morning, and then we took a long rest during the day.
Okay, you know what? You're right.
Then we did everything.
Okay, so yeah, you did get a long rest, all of you. That's correct. Because I think I even remember you saying something about washing up. Remember when we got back, you made that comment, Meehan.
Yes, because we went to see Bertha.
Yes, and you wanted
immediately.
Yes,
and then after that, we did our little we went to see the guy at the Artificers, and then in
Right.
between the sessions, we took a long rest.
Yep, that's it.
But
Okay.
we woke up at like 9 o'clock at night.
Right. No, and
Technically, it was the end of our long rest because we were there at like noon. We
Okay,
started
great.
it.
Okay, just making sure. Got
okay.
it.
So yes, you all got your long rest. So you should be at full hit points and have all your abilities available. And you've all leveled, which was a great thing in itself. So we've just done initiative. And Lila, make sure you're at full hit points because right now I have you down a little bit. So what are your hit points? What are your math?
32.
Let me change that then.
What? That's awesome.
That's good. See if I can even do that. See if it'll let me.
Oh.
All right.
Uh,
Okay. There we go. Now
wait.
everybody's cool.
1 second.
Okay.
Little technical difficulty on the production end here. Give me a
Something
second.
happened.
Oh, where did we go?
Everybody went flying somewhere. Who grabbed all the miniatures? Now there's no combat either. Well, okay. Something happened.
I see
Okay,
nothing
that
but
wasn't just
darkness.
me then. So I thought that was just on my end.
No, it just took a shit, the whole thing. Okay. Hey, everybody, this is fun. Okay. Wow. I don't know what happened with everything. It just like disappeared. Go Foundry. Okay. So let's do this over again. And I'll put everybody where they should be because they all just disappeared out of nowhere with no reason why. Okay. So this is going to be lame, but we're going to have to do it.
It keeps coming up and saying user David lacks permission to delete combat.
That's what
combatants."
it's doing for me. User Scott lacks permission to delete combatants.
Well, I don't see anybody on. I'm trying to put.
Oh, I got it back now.
I don't see anybody, and then
but
the
it's
combat
just
tracker's
me.
gone.
No, I'm putting people back on. I'm rebuilding it because for some reason it ain't working. I don't know what's going on. So I'm trying to rebuild the scene.
Now there's 2 Mehans on the board.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, I can't even load this thing.
Okay, this is now I see 2. What the hell? Okay, this is fun. I told you, sir. I told you, the server was really acting weird today as I was working on it. All right, come on.
Yeah, there's just some Foundry issues.
It is.
Give us a sec, Twitch viewers or whoever it is. We're just gonna try to get this fixed up. We apologize. We're back.
Oh boy, I'll tell you what, it's rocking and rolling tonight. We've had a great role-playing session, and man, we want to roll some dice, and these damn skeletons broke the Foundry server. Damn them. So now we're going to hope the heroes kill these skeletons that are running at them at full speed in the cavern that some of the drug addicts of the settlement live in. So yeah, that's the truth. We rolled initiative, and it looks like hopefully the server will stay up. We've been having problems with Foundry tonight, but we're going to go ahead and get combat started. So the skeletons at full speed are coming at you, and we're going to see that Meehan's right there, and the skeleton comes up and says, "You're in trouble, sucker." And it's going to attempt to attack Meehan. And it will.
Sorry, I was just typing with the Dax. He's really great, man. He got right back to us. Foundry, the guy was hitting us back.
Cool. Excellent. Well, that's good that Foundry answers back. It's foundryserver.com is our hub for this stream.
That's amazing, man. He hit us right back. Okay. So yeah, he's gonna attack me. That's unfortunate. So.
Yep. And he hits with a 20, I would imagine. Dirty 20.
Yeah.
And you take 7 damage.
Gah! All right, fine.
You asked for it, you got it.
If I must.
All right.
If I must.
So that character's went. Or that creature. This skeleton will actually move in as well. And it's going to be a tight squeeze now because this one comes in, and I'm going to roll to see if it attacks Meehan or if it lunges towards Lila because it likes to pick on gnomes. Let's see. I'm going to have Meehan be 1 through 3 because he's the closest, and these things are stupid. So 1 through 3, if I roll a 4 on the 4 side, then it will attack Lila, just to be fair. And it's a 4 because Lila, like I said,
it's racist.
Oh, let's hope that's not what it is. It's well, then again, they're stupid, right? The skeletons are stupid, so we'll go with that. Let's see here, Lila. It's going to attempt to get you, and let's see what it does. If it will, let's see. And it rolls. Oh, damn! These suckers are tough. It hits you for 7. Both.
Okay.
A dirty 20 and a 22. What can I say? And this skeleton's it's not his turn, but it will be, of course, in the back, Little Grin's turn, which is totally hilarious. Little Grin, what are you going to do? Your friends are blocking you from attacking anything at this point.
Oh, okay. So I can't just step up here and make an attack?
Actually, you know what? Lila, at her height, you can attack from over her. Yes.
Okay, cool. Then, yeah, I think Little Grin would step up, and seeing that these are just bony boys, he's going to smack one.
You fought him before. You threw rocks at him.
Well, I'm going to smack this one in the face.
Do it.
What about that?
Come on. Show him what you got.
So I'll throw an unarmed strike. 14 to hit.
And you hit. Roll damage, my friend.
I do 4 bludgeoning damage.
All right.
And I'm going to use my bonus action to make another unarmed strike.
All right.
12.
Missed.
All right.
So you did 4 total?
4 damage. Woo! How you like me now, Mr. Skeleton?
Oh my goodness. What's going on? Okay. Now, you in your turn, Meehan.
Yeah. I'm going to attack the one in front of me here.
The one straight ahead of you.
Yeah. Oh, I rolled. Hold on here. All right. To hit. Ooh, I think I did hit.
That hits.
And then I did 6 damage.
Okay.
And then I'm going to cast as my bonus action Shield of Faith.
Okay.
And that is my turn.
All right. So you cast Shield of Faith. You do 6 damage to the the skeleton who has splinters now as part of its body. And now it is Lila's turn to kill one of these suckers.
All right. Well, I'm gonna grab the one that's in front of me,
All right.
and well, first I would like to rage.
Ooh, you're gonna rage.
Yeah. Well, I think
And-
that did it for me.
Well, you how much damage do you do? Roll your damage, please. Because that definitely hit.
Okay. Then it's. Is there a way to put on here that I'm raging?
That's a good question. We haven't went that far with the softwares to know that. We're gonna have to find out. I'm sure there's something you can do for that, but go ahead. What were you gonna say, Little Grin?
Oh, nothing. Go ahead.
Do you want to go ahead and roll your damage?
Yes. Second. Boop.
All right. So you do 5 total,
Plus
Okay.
an extra 2 for my rage.
right? And so that skeleton busts up, and not in a good way. A boomy. Dead. All right. You take one out, as I told you would. Now, do you get 2 attacks because of your rage?
Not yet.
Okay. Excellent.
I think
You
that
can-
doesn't happen until I think like
Not higher
5th
level.
level. So,
Excellent.
yeah.
Okay. So we're going to move forward. And the other skeleton goes, well, you know what? And it's going to decide whether it wants to attack either of you. And I will roll the same thing because Meehan is closest. And this time, this one wants to attack Meehan. So Meehan is going to be attacked. He's not going to be happy about it. And with his short sword, and the dogs are going to start going ape shit. They miss Meehan. It misses Meehan.
No, that's just mouse in my pocket.
All right, so that's the end of the first round.
I think
And now we're back to the other skeleton, and
I
it
think
goes,
I'm raging.
it shows it. It says rage. So
Yeah.
the other skeleton goes, let me show you how to hit that half dragon. Boom. Oh, 20.
Ah.
Dirty 20. Oh, man, you take 12 damage, my friend.
Oh no.
And of course, I have to say high or low is good. On the-
High is always good.
oh, boy. Not good. I hate to do this. Oh, good. It's just a regular old damn critical. So you took 12. There you go. All right.
Yeah,
So
that's pretty brutal.
it was a great hit. I mean, it literally, like, it tried to carve your Oath of Conquest symbol right on your chest. You know, that's what it's trying to do. It's like, oh, but, you know. All right. Next turn, it is time for Little Grin to show. Well, Little Grin, the one that you were attacking it's demolished. You all took it out. What are you going to do?
This pit here is empty, right? To the right. of us?
It's actually it's like a stalagmite that goes up. If you want to climb around and jump back down, you can, or you can run around it.
Got ya. Nope, we're just gonna go for it. I'm gonna do a wall run across this wall here,
Okay.
and then dive into these guys and try and do a push attack.
Okay. All right. So roll your, I guess, athletics first, or
Can it be
acrobatics. I'll let you roll either one. whichever one you wanna use. All right, that looks okay. Okay, so you're using your acrobatics. So you go to do a little jump off flip action off the wall there. And
Nice.
now are you flying down with a punch, or are you doing something else?
So I'm gonna do an actual attack here from the book.
Okay.
Actions in combat. Shoving a creature. I want to shove them.
Okay.
So I'm gonna like come in with a flying shove kick.
I think that's what the guy did in UFC last weekend.
But are
Man,
you trying to like
oh my
Spartan kick them in the air?
Yeah, totally.
You're doing a Bendo Henderson jump off the cage, and now you're going to kick into the guys and try to push them against the stalactite. Okay.
Yeah.
Or, I mean,
So I'm just looking at how this works. I think you just make an attack.
it sounds like you just do an attack. Yeah.
Strength athletics. So, bam. I do a 12.
You missed. They got a 13 armor class, if that's what you're going for.
No, I think it's strength athletics check contested by this target strength athletics.
Okay.
Oh.
So I see. Sorry.
Yeah, but I think first, David, you might have to land a hit.
Am I using the attack action? You can make a special melee attack to shove the creature, either knock it prone or push it away from you. If you're able to make multiple attacks with the attack action, this attack replaces one of them. The target must be no more than one size larger than the bomb. Instead of making the attack roll, you make a strength athletics.
Perfect.
Okay, so then they've got to make a check as well.
Yep.
So
Either athletics or acrobatics, whatever's better for them.
they're skeletons. I think they both have 10. So,
They're ninja skeletons.
no, not yet. You guys haven't gotten that high level. To trust me. At some point, you're gonna fight my ninja skeletons, and you're gonna wish you never did it. Let me
I
tell you.
thought I just made that up. Who has ninja skeletons?
I do. I love ninjas. Well, this guy sucks. Okay,
Yeah!
so you go barreling in with your foot, and you can roll damage. Or if it's a non-damage move, and it's
a non-damage move, but I'm gonna knock him back and prone.
Yeah, 10 feet back, and then he becomes prone.
Okay. So now the problem is there's another one right here. So I've got a choice of either bumping him against that one and like moving them both a bit, or I can just move this one back like he falls backwards away. And these things don't take up a full 5 feet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have this thing go back to there. Does that work for you?
No, I'm totally trying to kick him. Oh yeah. Never mind. That works. Yeah, that makes.
And you land where he was.
Yeah. Got it.
There, is that fair?
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Perfect. That's all I wanted to hear.
So and it's only it's only a 5 foot push. It's not a 10
okay.
Push.
So is that your full turn?
I guess I can still do a thing, can't I?
If it's not a bonus, I mean, if that wasn't a bonus,
I have bonus actions.
Yeah.
So I could totally make an attack now too. So I'll do that.
The half-hour turn. Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, good. Roll to nail this sucker. Oh, that's going to hit. I see a 15 before anything else.
3 damage.
Okay, that one splinters and blows up. Just boom. And bone shards go everywhere. Now you're done. And it's Meehan's turn, just as he was getting ready to whop this sucker with his warhammer.
$13 to hit, 11 damage.
Just what you needed to hit. And you go, man, everybody's got a kill but me. I'm doing this one for sure. And you just aim that, you fought these things before, so you know how slow the skeletons are when it comes to combat. You're already seeing that you can foretell, at least this type of skeleton, you can foretell what they're going to do when, they swing so slowly. So you're able to just nail this sucker and it just explodes. You just, you blow it up.
Diggity.
And they're done. They're gone.
I think that was the most successful combat round we of a group has ever had.
Right.
That was pretty cool.
I'm sorry, somebody took 19 damage. All right, y'all.
Did you really? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, not the best round for old Meehan over here.
Well, I did a ninja move. Finally.
Well, yeah, remember, Meehan, what happened last time? Little Grin took the first hits. He fell right away, remember? So, yeah, nobody fell this time. That's good. This is
we're out of combat now, right? Yeah.
No one was tossed gingerly over a canyon. I think we're doing better.
I am going to cast Cure Wounds on myself there, Frank. So I'm gonna take back 11 hit points.
Perfect.
So
Go
I
ahead and
was
add it to your character sheet.
what was I? I was at 14, so I'm back to 25.
Awesome.
8 down. I think I'm gonna leave that for now. Perfection. We gonna keep playing or?
We can stop right there. We can start back up from right here when we start back up next week on Tuesday at 6
Cool.
p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We got some rolling in. The server's working. We got Foundry to look at it, so that's awesome. FoundryServer.com actually. And thank you for the maps. I have a Patreon with the animated battle maps and dynamic maps. There at I'm going to put it up at our World Anvil and a couple other spots. I think when we put up our new logo, which we have a new logo, we'll showcase next week, and we're going to put up some of the names of some of the partners that we have that we're using their artwork and stuff. So thank you for watching. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. New Night Tuesday, spread the word.
If I may, man, big shout out to Foundry and their amazing support team. I mean, literally, we got a word back within 30 seconds. That was crazy. They have a Discord channel, and my guy Dax was in there and hit us back right away. So
yeah, so we have FoundryServer.com as our host for our server, which is a really good option. If you're afraid that your internet and stuff is not going to work, everybody can just log into the server that they host. They have hosts set up all over the United States. So if you're located on Florida, you can find a server near you. I'm in Northern California, so we have our server in San Francisco placed, but it's very low cost. And if you have a Foundry server, it's nice to be able to, or if you have a Foundry system that you want to run, it's nice to be able to have a host to watch over your stuff for you. So
yeah, what, it's only $5 a month or something?
Yeah, I think I'm paying $5.98 a month.
It's fucking amazing, man.
It's really fair. And
great service.
We're not sponsored, by the way.
Yeah,
No.
You can drop a check in the mail at any point.
No, I wasn't even trying. I was joking previously about the D&D Beyond ones, but seriously, that was amazing. The guy hit me back in like 30 seconds and said, "Oh, I'll look right into it." So I don't know if he fixed it or if it just fixed on its own, but I mean,
we probably turn the internet off and back on again.
Right, I'm sure, but still, we got a hold of him.
All it takes when my business that I worked for 30 years, the same type of thing. If the site's not working right, the first thing you do is just reboot, and that's with internet too. The internet that's connected to your server that we're renting, if you will, right? So it worked because we were able to finish a fight, and again, we'll see y'all next Tuesday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And also look for some more Legends of Theia out there in a couple of weeks on YouTube as we are going through the Curse of Strahd. And Scott is rocking and rolling with that as the DM, and we're all playing characters on it. So a lot of fun. And the dice called Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays, 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons streams. And then this Saturday, I think this Saturday is going to be Call of Cthulhu again, I believe. So Saturday nights, horror nights, and it's getting close to Halloween, so something cool is going to happen for that too, I think. But take care on behalf of Legends of Theia and the Dice Call. I'm Frank, and we'll see y'all next week. Thank you for checking this out.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody.
Have a great week.